Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is that this reaches you. It is evening for me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, I am back and it's a question, curiosity. What is in the kingdoms and queendoms? What is in your kingdom, aka or queendom? Whatever you identify as. What is within you, basically? Because what is within is what you are sharing without, and everything that you hold near and dear. So I wanted to bring myself back on here and provide us with an energetic reading. My light has been flickering for the past 10 minutes. So if you see lights go like this, it's because I have a light bulb that is probably going out. What is in your kingdoms and queendoms, aka you? You have two choices of what's in your kingdoms and queendoms, obviously, and then things are going to fall under that umbrella. Okay, the umbrella of faith in yourself, trust in yourself, which is your instinct that trusts your intuition, your logic that trusts your gut, or you're going to have doubt, fear of that intuition, aka gut. But the gut is always what tells you what's of value, what's meaningful, and a lot of the time your gut goes against what you want, right? So we tend to dismiss our gut instinct and our gut intuition with our instinct as irrelevant, irrational, dramatic, because we've been trained to do this. So I guess the point is to get in there and introspect and ask yourself what are you truly upholding with your current boundaries, with your current boundaries, which may actually be restrictions and limitations and not boundaries that you can build from and support and expand yourself on. So it's really about introspection and to see for yourself and answer honestly with feeling, not just thinking about it, but feeling your own values that you stand for in right now. How do they feel, right? These boundaries that you uphold for your values, how do those feel? They're usually limitations and restrictions. And what do you expect to gain or yeah, what do you expect to gain by holding on to things that haven't served you up to this point, right? There's obviously a change in the kingdoms and queendoms here because it goes from building from what we've always known, what we've been taught, what we've been told, what we've experienced in the values of others to building from something new, something radically different, something not yet experienced because it's being experienced right now, right? It's literally new. So that's where we're at, is the new kingdoms and queendoms. And you want to ask yourself what you're going to build in that. So your leadership from the heart means leadership from the heart that meets the needs of individual nature, trust and faith, which is the instinct that trusts the intuition, control from the mind that limits the experience when we do not get what we want. When we are pretending to be something to get what we want, which is what we're trained to do, is pretend to be something, that expectation. This tends to have us labeling without questioning, and building lack of compassion, emotionally desensitized to self and others. And that's where you're building a kingdom from the mind, which is obstruction of nature. So we want to lead from the heart. We want to let the instinct lead from the heart instead of leading from the mind, where it's been limited and restricted. So I'm going to get started on this. Give me just a second. I'm going to knock on my boy's door and let them be quiet. You guys keep it down, please. I'm doing a reading. Thank you. Okay. Hi, Naz. All right. So I'm back. Okay. Hi, Joyce. So we're going to get into the building. And because we're going to do building, I'm going to start with the masculine energy of gods and titans, and then I'm going to use my root, which is the passion, the action. The passion is the fire that fuels the action. The emotions is the water, right? We're going to have fire and water. Fire is the action, the passion that's going to move these emotions, right? Right beyond fear, because these emotions get stuck in acts of fear, right? So we're going to move these emotions with acts of courage, with acts of faith, with acts of trust, instinct that's trusting its intuition, right? Instead of building against it in fear. Instinct that trusts the intuition instead of building against it in fear. All right, good talk, strong finish. Here's a hot mess. Here we go. Excuse me. Drake, can you shut your door, baby, please? I'm faster. Excuse me. All right. I told you we have a new skill. This is where the instinct stops building from what it has been taught. Where the instinct to honor self has been trained to honor something else. It's going to take the skill that was used against itself and apply it for itself. It's going to take every skill that was used in the state of doubt and reapply it in the state of faith. Whoa. So the skill is application. That's the skill that you're building here is application. I'm telling you, you're destroying any illusions. It's the application, destroying fear. Shiva, destroying fear here. This is not a game. This is not a drill. This is so not a drill. Okay, so I'm going to start with Shiva. We're going to start with Shiva right here. Oh, I went to right to low. I lied. We're right here. This is a time to further develop your skills. Enjoy your unique talents. Unique talents come from intuition, not from what you've been taught. That's not unique, right? There is a wonderful story about the Celtic god Lo, that perhaps best sums up his energy and his character. Just as many young men wish to do, Lo decided to seek destiny and travel to the big city. In this case, the city was Tara. King Nuada of the ancient race said to have inhabited Ireland before the historic Irish ruled the land, and Lo thought that perhaps he could offer his service to the sovereign. We are independent, sovereign, divine beings. And in order to offer your service, your sovereignty, you have to own it. Being a person of skill is something to celebrate. No matter if you are good with your hands or your mind, being skillful in an area you choose is good for your confidence and self-respect. In an area you choose. Why would you choose an area? Because it feels good, because you're passionate about it, not because you have to do it or you're obligated or expected to do it. It feels good. Brings you to life. Perhaps you would like to extend your own skill set and learn a new talent. There's that new beginning. There's that new beginning, a new talent. This is an important road to continue to travel on. We should never stop learning, the teacher and the student. There's that fucking teacher and the student. Oh my God. Interesting. Lo also shows that you can be versatile in your talents. He was a swordsman and a sensitive poet. He was a swordsman and a sensitive poet. I am tough and strong. A strong mind for a kind heart. A strong mind that leads from a kind heart. The instinct that honors the intuition that is led from the heart. Oh my God, the truth. The truth. There it is. You don't have to stick to just one thing. You are multi-talented. Sometimes when we have many talents, we don't know which one to concentrate on, and that can lead to a paralysis and put us in ruts. We live in a world where we can try many things and have many skills. And unlike our parents who have kept one job their whole life, we have the opportunity to explore our own talents as well as the depth at the same time, the meaning, the value, the what and the why. What do I expect to gain from holding on to values and expectations of me that do not align with my own heart? What do I expect to gain from that? Oh, hell, we destroying anything that kept us in that fucking rut. This is Shiva right here coming in. This is not a game. This is how we're going to do this. We're going to get into a curious, playful, joyful, exuberant mood. I think I said that this morning. Sometimes my excitement looks a little angry, but I'm not angry. I'm very excited. Okay. And I'm not accountable to others' perceptions of me. You either see the excitement in me or you see the anger in me, and I'm not accountable to your perception of me. Shiva right here. Dance away the old beliefs that burden you. Defy and destroy what stands between your way of happiness and self-enlightenment. That is going to be fear or doubt of self, where your instinct has been trained in fear to doubt itself. Emotionally desensitized. Oh, hell no. Not today, Gina. Shiva is often pictured stepping on the demon of ignorance. The demon of ignorance. What is the demon of ignorance? Doubt and fear. It causes lies, it causes hate, it causes separation, racism, sexism, all other isms that conquer, suppress, and divide and persecute. I mean, let's stop labeling it, justifying it, sugarcoating it, making one evil less than the other. An evil act is an evil act, period. There is no fucking gray area. Nice try, though. As he disassembles what is not needed. You know what's not needed? Comparisons. Assumptions, judgments, restrictions, fear, doubt of self. That's not needed. None of that's needed. If it is not a fear that is keeping you from imminent physical death, it is not a fear that is serving you. Your fear that your instinct is supposed to honor is the fear that senses imminent death. Okay, that is the only fear that your instinct is supposed to honor. However, it has taken fear and applied it to emotional states. Fucking ignorance. And then say, oh, we need to be emotionally in control. No, we need to be in a compatibility. We need to be in a companionship where our wants are in alignment with our needs. That way we're not getting stuck and not getting what we want and saying, fuck our needs. Our wants need to be in alignment with our needs. It is a companionship. It is a union. It is a marriage between the thought and the feeling. Negative thoughts, insecurities, and having little faith in yourself could be stopping you from achieving something you want. Your thought of yourself, your instincts, doubt in itself, which is its own intuition. Spirit, I love you so hard. Your truth gives me orgasms, like for real, for real. God, come on, baby, make it hurt so good. This earth love don't feel like it should. You make it hurt so good. Oh, soul massage. Just like that. It may be time to destroy those old ideas of yourself and rebalance yourself in value again. Most of us have been caught in this cycle of self-destruction at some time in our lives or another, and it may have been harmless as a pattern of procrastination, or it may have been worse, substance addiction, or associating with people who are not good for us. Trying to get what we want, pretending to be something we think something else wants to get what we want, and then when we get what we want, we're not satisfied because, well, we're not what they wanted because we lied. Well, that's a cycle of personal self-abuse. You're abusing yourself and blaming others. Wake the fuck up, destroyer of self-doubt. Oh, Originality restored. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit spankings all around. Thank you, Sir Matt. Have another. Sometimes we allow too much destruction of our values, of our health, of our bodies, and even our physical environment. Pay attention to where in your life destructiveness may be playing its part and destroy all that is unneeded. You know what's destructive is when the instinct doubts itself in relation to its own senses, its own intuition, its own inner talents. This is where the skill is being built. It's the switch of the application. We are now applying our own strength, our own mental strength to our own self. That is faith. That is trust. We are not taking actions in fear. An act in fear is an act of evil. If your fear is not preventing you from imminent death, it is a lie that you tell yourself and justify over and over and over and over again. And Shiva's going to destroy this shit. Boom. Just like that. Pow. Come at me. It ain't a game. What are you afraid of? You want me to pull the dark mirror? I'll pull a dark mirror. You're probably afraid of love. Let's pull a fucking romance angel too. Most of us, some of us are afraid of not being loved, and some of us are afraid of being loved because love hurts, because it's too intense. You suck it up. Be a fucking warrior and rub some fucking passion in it. Stop being a fucking chicken shit sheep. For real. You emotional sheep? Oh, I'm not a sheep. Are you emotional? Do you shame any part of your emotions without honoring them? I don't act in emotions, Misty. That's erratic. No, but you need to honor your emotions. Honor them for how you fucking feel, so you know that, hey, this doesn't fucking feel good, so you don't try to get what doesn't fucking feel good. Oh, hell. Hell, hell. Stop loving with your mind. You cannot love with your mind. It is a heart that loves. It is a mind that fucking obsesses. You cannot love with your mind. And you cannot serve two masters. You are either serving the master of self or you are serving an outside master. And that is an act of fear and evil within. What are your kingdoms and queendoms made out of? Something else or self? The skill of love right here. Getting out of deception and expressing your love. Taking the fucking mask off. Look at that. I swear to God, it's right there. Express your love. Go ahead and make a romantic gesture. Taking off the deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Not expressing the fucking heart's truth. Yeah, let go of control issues right fucking there. Holy hell yes. Boom! Snappity snap, snap, snappity snap, snap! Snap! Shit. Cat's out of the bag now, ain't it? Yep. Sure is. Baby, make it hurt so good. Sometimes there's love doesn't feel like it should. You know why? Because we all live in lies trying to get what we want instead of feeling what we need. Ha! Set your goals with solid, stable foundations instead of false, restrictive boundaries. You don't say yes unless it's a holy hell yes. And we definitely don't say yes because we feel guilty saying no. That's a hardcore value discount, and that is not accepted. No. I don't lower my expectation of self because, well, you don't meet my standards. No. You should destroy anything that keeps you from meeting my standards. Anger and chains, releasing what the illusion of being chained to your fears. Holy shit. Number 22, I won't cry for you. This is where I won't be emotionally manipulated. You will not use my emotions for me, or my emotions, like how I feel about you, against me. I will take my hurt feelings and honor the fact that you just devalued me and cut you out of my life before I cut my values out of my life. Right fucking here. Right fucking there. Goodbye, physical lie. Hello, energetic truth that gives me orgasms. And all this time, men, the whole time said we lie to protect, we lie to serve, we lie to protect. Women said we'll lie to protect so we don't hurt feelings. Both of them are fucking lying to each other. None of them are protecting anything but the evil that penetrates the flesh. Ah, that's where Shiva comes in and says, done. Ignorance destroyed. Holy shit. Sometimes when it's over, closure is created and it is not found. It is right fucking there. It is found. With her back to the light of the moon, a beautiful woman with deep blue eyes shed dry tears of blood. She holds in her hand a drop-shaped vial full of blood as well. She gestures forward as if offering it. I gave you my last gift. I shed my last tear for you. That's that emotions that were discredited, devalued, desensitized, not offered compassion, not offered understanding, not embraced as truth, but discredited. And your emotion is who you are as an individual soul. It is a reflection of who you are in your experience and what you are experiencing and the honor of your experience, right? Yep. I gave you my last gift. I shed my last tear for you, and it's time to not let you free, but to let myself free. How do you let yourself free? You stop holding on to things that you wanted that didn't feel good to you, that didn't value you. Stop holding on to that shit. Stop holding on to fear, to doubt. Those are your fears and your doubts that you hold on to in your mind. Your self-destruction, your lack of self-worth that keeps you from the value of self. It's time to destroy that shit right fucking now. Breaking up can only be done by two persons. One will do it earlier, maybe, but sooner or later the other will follow. One can do it with words and actions, because why? Why just words and actions? Because it was just a mind. It was not connected in the heart. It was connected from getting what it wants. It pretended to be something to get what it wanted. And then it wasn't what the other person thought it was, right? And then it starts blaming the other person when the other person is like, this hurts. That's how one was already broke up before the other, right? The other's going to have to do it inside of her own heart. It's painful. It's definite. It's hard. It's sometimes necessary. Breaking up is not just letting go of a person. You're letting go of a part of yourself, of hopes, of dreams, of trust. You trust that you gave your fears. You let go of feelings and memories. You let go of emptiness you felt in the connection you relied upon. It was a mental connection. It was a connection that was driven by want, by vanity, by surface appearance. Oh my God. Chemistry is not connections, folks. Chemistry is a chemical reaction, not a definite bond. It's not a bond. It's a reaction. You let go of emptiness you felt in this connection. Anger will help you in the beginning, but the last part of the road won't be done by just anger. Closure comes when you dry up those tears. It's a gorgeous moment when you allow yourself to frankly not give a fuck about it. And all the past was no longer a credit. It's no longer a debt. It's suddenly no more than a gift. It was a gift of the moment. You raise your chin, and after all, tomorrow is a new day. It is a gift. It was a gift of what? A gift of self-empowerment, because every time you stand up for yourself, right, you get empowerment, right? And every time you let a piece of yourself go, you get devalued. So this comes in where you stop deceiving yourself, where you stop staying in things and places and giving your blood, sweat, and tears to things that wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. Okay? You drop the mask. You drop the mask of deception that you give yourself. You drop the mask of deception that others give you. How do you do that? You stop working from a place of wants and start working from a place of needs, and that is the only place you're going to find your truth, your fucking, the gift of discernment. That's the gift of discernment, feeling the difference. You can't think about the difference. You have to feel the difference. It is beneath the surface. You ever had a false charmer that made you feel like you were struck by divinity? That I'll pretend to be what I think it wants so I can get what I want. Literally, it borrows what you love about yourself just enough to reflect it back to you to create a false security, right? And once that false security is there, right, now it has an emotional investment. There's an emotional investment. Now I can actually fucking siphon your energy from you. I can use your emotions against you. And this is where you overcome that shit, Shiva. And you overcome it, first of all, in yourself, because if you're one of those people that do that, you pretend to be something to get what you think you want, you realize that this fucking pattern and this fucking behavior has been done out of lack of self-respect, lack of self-worth, and you're not being who you are, being loved who you are, because you don't feel worthy in who you are. When you stop deceiving yourself and you express your love of self to self, you now see where you have actually created these patterns for yourself, and you can destroy the pattern with an act of love instead of an act of fear. You can honor it with compassion instead of shaming it, blaming it, making excuses for it, justifying it, right? And continuing the cycle. It ends right fucking there. It ends right fucking there. Breaking up with a cycle of self, and it hurts. Ending the cycle of self, ending a cycle of self. An old cycle of self, a very old cycle of self, lifetimes, literally lifetimes, past lives, lifetimes of psychological enslavement of the instinct, enslaving the instinct, which ultimately enslaved the intuition, right? It has diminished the intuition among mankind. When you take the strength, the passion, the power, the action, and the aggression that's supposed to protect the vulnerability, protect the intuition, and grow from it, and you have it hunting it, you have something, destroying things from the inside out. And this is where Shiva comes in and destroys that shit. And that's a skill. It's a skill of taking where the skills you had to destroy yourself, right, and fear, and you know how to hunt fear. So daily, as fears come in, new fears come in, because your brain automatically wires stuff, right? As new fears come in, you have the ability to observe, to introspect, and to move from a higher state of consciousness instead of constantly chalking it up to, oh, that's this, and oh, that's that, and oh, that's this, just labeling shit to fit your agenda, to fit your fucking narrative, to fit your assumptions, instead of going deeper. We're going deeper now. We're definitely going deeper now. To the innocence. Definitely going deeper now. Definitely going deeper. It's definitely not a surface. The heart is not a surface thing. It's felt. We're going into the grief we're going to go. This is where we stop at. We stop at the grief. That's that. It's labeled. It's grief. It's painful. It's painful. It's painful. It's emotional death, right? It's painful. Fear it. Fear it. Fear the emotional pain, right? And instead of getting stopped there, we're going to go right through it and collect our innocence, right? We're going to collect our innocence, our power back from what was taken from us in that grief. That's exactly what we're going to do. That's exactly what we're going to do. Innocence and grief right here. So we have the innocence. We have the grief. So the innocence. A boat embarks on a voyage toward the islands of higher consciousness. The voyage towards higher consciousness. Well, you have to go through the emotions to get there. You have to go through all of your emotions to get to that higher consciousness. That's the water that you have to go through. The boat is made of your treasured innocence, your trust in self, your trust through your own emotions. We are all born wild and innocent like great white herring. To live in civilization at a very young age, we became more like sheep trying to fit in with a herd. To maintain your receptive innocence is to listen to your own inner voice, your own intuition. Know that the power of the universe is within you. You must process your grief. Grief deepens you. It allows you to explore the parameters of your soul. Allow yourself to feel what you're receiving so you can honor that in truth. If you're not allowing yourself to feel the grief, then you're not honoring it. You're staying in it and perpetuating the problem. Grief deepens you and allows you to explore the parameters of your own soul. Grief is the only gateway to certain levels of this higher consciousness. It is a hard task to master. You are a warrior. It is time to suck it up and put some passion on it. Through grief, you will explore the aspect of your darker side, your pain, your anger, your abandonment, your rejection, your terror, your loneliness, aspects of a sacred wound that we usually try to ignore in our daily lives. Grief forces you to acknowledge the parts of yourself that are not yet valued, that are not yet healed. And if you can look grief as a teaching, here's that teaching and learning. If you can look at it as a teaching, you will grow. If you can look at grief with awareness and an open heart instead of logic, trying to logically understand your grief instead of understanding it with an open heart, feeling it with an open heart. It is one of the greatest teachers of all. The seeds of wisdom and enlightenment are planted within the wounds of grief. What is lost can come back to us in higher ways. Those emotions that were lost to us, that we were desensitized to, can come back to us in greater ways, more authentic, deep ways. Oh my goodness. The skill of innocence, intuition, that's being applied by instinct instead of fear being applied by instinct. It's going to be intuition, right? Building from what we've been taught is no longer. We're going to build from what we feel. We're going to build from meaningful values, the heart. Holy shit. Work your light oracle, please. Answer the call. What is your soul? Not your head, not your obligations, not your expectations, not your wants. What is your needs calling you to do? What is your inner voice calling you to do? I promise you it goes against your wants at this point in time. It fucking definitely does. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do this alone. Express your love. Take off your fear of self. Express your love. Honor yourself. You don't have to do this alone. You are worthy of the love that you are trying to receive. Open your receptive void. All you have to do is be open. Be open. There's no forcing. There is no striving. It's just literally turning the light switch on. Okay? That's it. That's it. 2 and 3. So, there's that light again. Inquiry. Your guidance is divinely guided. Internal voice. It's divinely guided. You are being called to answer the call of your soul, and it might be scary. It might not make any sense to you. But if you trust your soul's yearnings, you will live a life beyond what your mind could possibly imagine. Answering your soul's calling is not a one-time thing, rather a lifelong dance every day. We are introspecting, growing, evolving, learning. We're not avoiding any part of any truth. We are experiencing the totality with honor, with compassion, with valor, dignity, ethics, morals, principles, and respect of self individually, together as whole. Deep down, you already know what you long for, what you value, right? Your what and your why. Your what should come from your heart, and so should your why. The what should never come from your mind. That's the building. That's the builder. That's the crafter. The what, the blueprint, comes from the heart. What your soul yearns for. Whatever you are called to do, it is your calling. Don't overthink it. Nope. If you overthink it, you won't fucking do it. Your mind will stop you. Just like that. Don't wait for permission. Just say yes. Just turn the light on. Just turn it on. Most people are waiting for a step-by-step instructions. No, I did not come with an instruction manual. I feel the now. I honor what I'm feeling, and then I make rational decisions that honor my value of self. And I'm not devaluing myself because something externally cannot meet that value or does not see that value, right? I'm not accountable to those things, right? I'm accountable to this right here, the soul, answering my own fucking phone calls. I'm not answering your fucking phone calls. Intuition doesn't work like that. It takes faith. It takes courage to answer the call of your soul. The courage is to go against the expectation, the obligation, to go against what you have been trained. Literally, go against what you've been trained. It takes faith and it takes courage to answer this call, and that's why most people avoid it and don't do it. You're not most people. You're a warrior. You are in exactly the right place to answer the calling now, and you don't need to know a whole plan. No, a whole plan would be control. No, 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 no. You don't even need to know where it is leading. You just need to take the next step. You just need to take the next step. No one has ever had a complete, perfect plan. There's no such thing as a complete and perfect plan. There is no end destination. It is a process of becoming. There is no right or wrong way to do it, so you don't need permission from anyone else. Sometimes the more resistance we have around answering our soul's calling, the more important it is for our soul's growth. The more resistance we have to the truth, the more important it is for our growth. The more resistance we have to that grief, the more important it is for our growth. The more resistance we have to a truth, the more important it is for our higher conscious growth. Calling in your tribe, the soul family. Don't dim your light to fit in. This is the action that you're being called to take. It's the soul family. It is time to call in your soul family, your support team. People who get you at a soul level, people who see your value, people who feel your value, people who feel their own value to feel your value. People who are the same kind of weird as you. They're intuitive. They're open. People who are your chosen family. They're coming and they are looking for your authentic light. And if you haven't found them yet, it's a sign that they are close by. But in order for them to find you and recognize you when they do, it is important that you stop dimming your light and truly let yourself be seen. If you've already found them, then you are being called to let them support you and perhaps assemble a wider support team. Your support team can consist of all types of people: therapists, coach, mentors, healers. Tune into what kind of support you need right now. This is where you honor that truth, that feeling. What do I need? I need emotional support. I need emotional connection. I need mental connection. You honor that feeling. You honor that need within yourself. Use Archangel Michael Tarot. And we're going to pull for the intuition, processing this grief, removing the ignorance of self, the fear of self, the ignorance of self, the emotional desensitization of self, emotionally desensitizing self to self, right? And then becoming, I don't know, you're removing that part of yourself. You're breaking up with a part of yourself. You're releasing a part of yourself. You're destroying the part of yourself that kept you back from trusting your intuition, that kept your instinct from honoring intuition. You're destroying a fear here. You're taking off a mask of deception, a less than authentic face that you wear, an appearance. You're taking off pretending to be what you think everybody else wants so you can get what you want. You're taking off that shit that has limited the experience of loving yourself. You're taking it off. You're answering the call. Intuition, please. This is that skill. This is that skill. Page of Ariel. Reliable, clever, educated, and balanced. This is an excellent opportunity. An opportunity that will be offered to you in the pursuit of education. Time to get to work. This is that new skill. Learning a new skill right here. Oh my gosh. And that's like the internal library of self. That's the new beginning. That's that new beginning we're talking about. This is that new beginning. The value. You feel it. You feel it. You feel this. You feel this exciting new opportunity. It's felt. You fucking ain't right. It's felt with passion, with a whole lot of passion. This is passionate, charming, brilliant, and independent. Independent. You can do anything right now. Go after what you need. The ability to attract helpful people, the soul family, right fucking here. Standing in your light and glory as the Queen of Wands. This is the Queen of Staffs. That's that fire energy. That's that passion. That's that purpose. That's that desire that leads to passion, that leads to purpose, right? And that only comes after you go through the grief. That's once you go through the grief, that's where that fire comes from. It goes from pain, right? Dirt that has you buried to fucking fire that has you flying. Okay? That's that energy. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Queen of Michael comes in. Y'all see my lights? Queen of Michael comes in. Brilliant, self-reliant, insightful, and humorous. Laughing at life's grand cosmic jokes, but also knowing behind it, she's very, assertive and astute, right? This is, you know exactly what to do, the benefit of your experience. It's time for you to evolve. Your self-reliance, this is your self-worth. Making bold and ambitious choices. Great progress is possible. Important relationships with people that share your vision. There's your soul family. Important relationships with people that share your vision, your values, your morals, your ethics, your principles, your love of moving from the heart, because when people move from their heart, they're not out there hurting others, right? And even if others are hurt from their information, that's not the intention behind what's out there. People just, when they're not getting what they want to attack others because they live in a victim mentality. What puts you in a victim mentality? Well, when your instinct makes choices in fear instead of faith of oneself, that's a victim mentality. You're not in leadership of self. You are a victim of an outside authority. Victim. Okay? This is where she cuts that shit out. This is the intuition cutting out that. And making a passionate decision, the olive branch of trust. That's that action that's taking place inside the intuition. You feel it. Like this Hua Gabriel with the one, this is something, your ships are coming in as well. Like everything that you are manifesting, everything that you are thinking about, everything that, all your thoughts that are supporting whatever it is, for better or for worse, doubt or fear, are creating your way moving forward. I think it's time to create a new path, a new cycle moving forward, and open up the emotional conscious, right? The intuition again. That's what's wrong with our world right now, is we are bereft of intuition, feminine consciousness. That's my personal opinion, and I'm sticking to it. You can't stop me. And this intuition feels it beyond the fear, right? That's why it's got to make a decision here. There's a decision that must be made. Yeah, it's going from a page of Ariel right to a knight. We're going to grow. We're going to evolve. I'm evolving. Aha! Universe, I love myself. Yeah, even that dark little bitch that likes to yell at people, I love her too. She protects me from things that like to exploit me. So, and I used to shame her and hide her, but I'm very thankful for her. I'm trustworthy. Trustworthy, understanding, devoted, and funny. There's so much to be accomplished. Make a very detailed plan. You're being watched by someone very kind. Oh my God, this is the answer the call. Answer the call. This is that you feel like this, there's a connection here, okay? And it's like an energetic field that's known. It's a field. It's a fucking energetic field. It's not like a field you go plant. It's not like this is an energetic field that's known here. This is a vibrational field that's felt. And this knight here in the intuition is somebody who has really walk this field to like learn it, the parameters of it, the innocence, the grief. This is like the energy of grief. Somebody has mastered it. Okay, somebody's mastered this. Holy shit, holy shit, somebody's mastered their grief. That's that new opportunity, mastery of grief with that passion. Holy shit, no fucking way. That's fucking amazing, guys. Keep going, keep going. Taking pride, getting confident from the trust that each action that you take and trust of your intuition, even if it hurts your mind, even if it hurts your mind. Taking pride with the excellent work, practice that makes perfect. Consider getting additional education or training. This is the skills. Being open to new skills. Additional training in what? Compassion for the truth instead of compassion for fear. Right fucking here. All right. Right here. Whole bunch of fucking pentacles here, man. I'm telling you, this is a whole bunch of earthly manifestation going on. Some passion with some earth here. This is definitely some physical actions that are going to take place. Physical change from the intuition. Okay, big physical change from the intuition here. Yeah, with clarity of thought. That's an Ace of Michael. That's that Ace of Swords. That's that. I'm a poet and I'm a swordsman. I am vulnerable and I'm protective. I am both. This is that energy right fucking here. This is the clarity you feel when you trust your intuition. It's like all of a sudden you have all the indecision, all the doubt, all the worry, all the things that you didn't understand. It doesn't even matter if you still don't understand it. You're perfectly clear on what you want and why, and you don't need to know the whole story. You feel it. You feel the story. You don't know the whole story, but you feel it, and that's right here. It's time to make a decision. There is definitely a decision that needs to be made here. Definitely a decision that needs to be made here. No doubt about it. It's time to make our decisions, folks, from the heart. Build from the heart. Do not stop building from your trained behaviors and start building from your intuition. Start building from the heart. Okay. Let's get some healing on the table. I'm going to do some healing. Physical healing that's going to take place. Do not dim your light. Get practice. Practice being yourself instead of being an appearance. Practice being yourself. Reliable, clever, educated. Magic and ritual. The effect of the external world can be created through your internal practice. Heart-centered ritual, heart-centered acts can support your inner path in the physical world. You are encouraged to enhance your power with regular practice. As you grow in grace, love, ability, and wisdom, applying your inner beauty to transform your external world, practicing this value of self. Damn right. Passionate, charming, brilliant, and independent. The Lady of the Stars. Sirius is a celestial goddess, a star of unconditional love and wisdom and extremely high vibration. Passion she brings, deep soul awakening, spiritual gifts, and the high capacity for divine service. She asks you to pay attention right now because something significant is taking place at a spiritual level for you at this time. The Queen of fucking Gabrielle, the spiritual level at this time, the passionate level at this time. You can do anything right now. The Two of Gabrielle here. Tell me about this. Thank you. This is that gift, that knowing exactly what to do and making bold and ambitious choices, courageous choices, acts of passion. Part of your spiritual destiny involves a special relationship with the goddess. This means not only do you have important spiritual task of helping her thrive in this world, your intuition thrive in this world, but you are afforded the power, the protection, and the abundance too. Divine abundance, divine guidance, divine protection. You are now deepening your connection to the intuition, to the goddess, the Knot of Isis. The Knight of Ariel, knowing this field, mastering the energy of grief. Divine Guardian, when you master the energy of grief. This is a time of significant spiritual growth and healing for you. You are protected during these times by love and strength of Divine Mother Isis. Relax and allow your transformation to happen. Process your grief. Your divine guardian protects you now. Let go. Trust unconditionally in what is happening for you is not happening to you. Just because you didn't get what you want doesn't mean it's not happening to you. It's happening for you. As there is only divine love beneath the surface of the present situation. There is only divine love beneath the surface, what appears to be. Eight of Ariel, taking pride in excellent work. Taking pride in your excellent work. This is having self-value. Life restored. Spiritual resurrection is gifted to you now. Whatever part of you or your life you thought you to be dead, you're emotional desensitized, right? What was lost can come back in higher ways. Your emotions that you were desensitized to, what you thought was dead, is being revived and will flourish back into life, just as a phoenix rises from the fire, transitioning from death into life, a new beginning. So too will you rise again, healed and renewed, opening up to the healing information, receiving the receptive void, the innocence, receiving. Oh my God, life restored. The clarity here. Lapis lazuli, the temple of lapis lazuli. Your soul is very ancient. Here's your clarity. Your soul is very ancient and holds the wisdom of the star peoples from civilizations with unique high vibrational awareness that can help humanity transition from a culture based in fear to a love-based community. From a culture based in fear to a love-based community, right? Instead of fearful actions, which is acts of evil, we're loving defiance, which is acts of protection, of truth, of guardianship, of purification. You are here on this planet to be you to the fullest extent possible. Then you will help heal human culture so the planet may thrive in a higher vibrational state. Abundance of Sophis. Abundance is in many forms, is increasing and flow to you. Continue your good work of building channels through which abundance can be delivered to you. The only channel in which abundance can be delivered, and abundance, not servitude, abundance can be delivered is through the heart. Servitude is delivered through the mind. Freely share your talents, your love, your wisdom, and self, and enjoy the abundance responsibly flowing to you in many forms over and over and over again. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope this helps you process your grief, destroy any obstacles to stand between you and your internal truth and your divine happiness and divine love that is your birthright here. Drop your fear-based shields of protection, your mask that you wear to get what you think you want, right? Express your love of self. Go ahead and make romantic gestures that honor who you are, right? Even if you're scared because it's intense, right? Don't be scared of intense emotions. Go into them. And allow the situation to unfold naturally. Let go of control issues, resistance and control. Resistance is a form of control. I'll pull you a whisper of love, and then I will leave this reading right here. Building the kingdoms and queendoms in love instead of grief and fear. Fear builds grief while, you know, trust builds love. So what do you want to build? It's free will, and my ears are ringing. All of a sudden my ears are ringing, like big time ringing. Romance. There it is again. Romance. There it is. Lavish the one you love with personal, individual, custom attention and affection. How do they like to be loved? How do they like, what do they love about themselves? Love them the way they love themselves. If they like the depth of themselves, let them be deep, right? If they get emotional and you don't understand it and it makes you uncomfortable, offer love, offer a hug, you know, silence. Oh my God. Be authentic. This is a spiritual connection. Be authentic. This is a spiritual connection. Romance this, love you, the one you love with personal attention and affection. This is a relationship that has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. Lifetime. I told you, past lives. Be authentic. Be real and true to who you really are and how you feel. Stop dimming your light for others. And stop dimming your light to yourself so you can be open to receiving what you deserve. I love you and have a great night.